Greetings. So, I guess I'll pick up on my senior year of basketball. I had a blast. I could do so much more confident in what I could accomplish uh, on the court. Um, I loved it, absolutely loved it. Um, Highlights were a nightly thing. I was on the local news. I was in the local paper. I I couldn't go anywhere without um, someone coming up to me and telling me that they saw me either in the paper or on the news or at the game. It was wonderful. It was a very ego boosting, confidence infusing time for myself. But again, I was a dork. So my Friday nights, a good Friday night for me was heading out to the base gym to play basketball, showering up there, getting dressed in my finest of fine clothes, which was normally some type of Chicago Bulls attire with a Chicago Bulls hat, and then going to the mall. Cordova Mall was everything for me. My mom would give me $5, and I would get Sabaro's pizza. Um, I would get a slice of pizza and a Coke for $2.25. When I really wanted to splurge, I would cough up another quarter and get extra cheese on that slice of pizza. And man, me and my buddies would sit down in the food court and we would just be talking to whoever went by, looking at girls, but my eye was always on the arcade. So from that $5, I got another $2.50 in quarters, and I would go over to the arcade. Now, truth be told, I stunk at video games, so especially arcade games. But I love playing. We had a Top Gun game that I could get in the cabinet of this monstrosity and fly an F-14 Tomcat. And some of the controls were slave to hydraulics on this cabinet. I loved it, absolutely loved it. That was one of my go-to games because I loved jets. Um, Little did I know that later on in life I would be taking photographs of those jets or seeing those jets in actual combat. I got to see the last F-14 during on the tarmac at Al-Udeid in Qatar. I thought that was pretty sweet. Um, so my time there was amazing. Um, I could play basketball all day, all night. Uh, One of the coolest stories I could tell you about basketball, when I would go out to the base, this guy would wear me out. This one particular dude, and I stunk. And he would talk trash the whole time. And he was like, the ball has to go through me in order for us to win. And they would throw the ball right to him, and I couldn't stop him. And he would just wear me out. Well, I graduated high school, went to college for my first year, and I came back to the base. And I put on a lot of muscle, but I adapted to the college game, which is ridiculous. So when I went back to play with these people I was getting roughed up by, it was hilarious to me because it was your adaptation. What was hard before becomes easy because the amount of skill that you have to develop to do the most mundane of things has to increase significantly if you want to be successful. So I ran into this guy again, and he didn't know who I was because it'd been a couple of years since I seen him, and maybe he did. I don't know, and I didn't say a word. and he started talking, and I started laughing in my mind because I like now I have an actual basketball game. I could score from various places. I could dribble. Um, I could assess a situation like a floor general. Um, I could direct. Uh, uh, and the game was much slower to me now, even though I was moving faster. So we started playing this game, and he started talking, and I'm just cracking up on the inside. His team scored like maybe 2 points. He never scored. I threw a shot into the stands every time, dunked on him. I scored damn near every goal, every basket. Just humiliated the hell out of him, and I just laughed the whole time. In my mind, but um, because I like vengeance, vindication. Again, didn't know that that was going to become part of my mythos going forward. But I got a little bit ahead of myself. So the summer going into my freshman year of college, I got to go to, it's called Student Orientation Weekend. And this is the first time my life took a true turn, where trauma came. Uh, my sister was working in West Palm Beach behind the camera and was going to become a on-air celebrity at a local news station, doing the news. She was going to become a newscaster because she was 6'1". She looked exactly like Whitney Houston. Beautiful smile, super charismatic, extremely intelligent, very driven. But she fell in love with a man that was had a family of elevated drug dealers. I mean, high up drug dealers. So I mean, pushing a lot of weight as far as drug deals go. And this guy had put $100,000 in her bank account and told her if she touched a dime of it, she would kill her family and all this other kind of stuff. Things I didn't know about until after she passed away. But she fell in love with this guy, and but the guy was married, and I believe his wife's sister won the lottery, so he dropped this, struggling person like a bag of hot potatoes. He drove a really sweet car. He was very, very put together, but she faced rejection, and I think it was the same rejection that she never really faced, and we never really talked about when my father left. And she went into her first of many mental breakdowns, and it was difficult because I didn't know what it was. It's truly terrible. Because at that point, you don't know what we did. Mental illness was a hush-hush thing, and to see someone who was so dominant reduced to uncontrollable crying and fits of just being not able to move was huge. It blew me away. And I'm on my student orientation weekend in the land, feeling like $1,000,000, meeting my teammates, getting familiar with the campus, meeting my classmates. My mom dropped me off there, and then she went down to West Palm Beach, Florida, picked up my sister, and my sister cried for 2 days straight. And then on the way home, she cried the whole way home, 8-hour trip all the way home. I remember when we stopped in Tallahassee like we always did at Waffle House. And she was crying uncontrollably and in the restaurant. And it was terrible because my mom didn't know what to do. I didn't understand it. I'm yelling at her to stop crying because she's making a scene. And I also, because now I'm taller and we're closer in age, it looks like I'm her boyfriend or significant other, and I'm demanding her to do something, and the optics are terrible. We got back to Pensacola, and that began to fracture my relationship with my mother because I could not understand what was happening. My biggest fan now had to give all of her time, love, and effort to my sister. And I was pushed out. So that really hurt. And looking back at it, and especially now as a parent, I get it. It is a fallacy to sit and think that you can have a perfect parent. And it is also a fallacy for a parent to think that they have a perfect child. It is also a fallacy for anyone to think that they're going to have a perfect life. It can be perfect in so many ways, but life will come to you. And when it does, your responsibility isn't to, oh my goodness, woe is me. What can life do for me? Your responsibility is to figure out what you can do towards life and for the time that you've been given. It's easy to say because everything is moving in a very positive way for me now. Almost impossible at the time because the amount of confusion and experience and anger and hatred and vitriol I had toward something that I did not understand, pure ignorance, and then the lack of communication for the whole thing, and compassion wasn't there. It was a summer of pain. I stopped speaking to my mother. I didn't know how I was going to get to college. Didn't speak to her for weeks. Again, not fair to her. But I also thought it was not fair to me. So that is something that I take a lot of pride in because I was being shown something, a very difficult lesson. Everyone can swim in the shallow end, but can you swim when you're cramping and in the ocean? That's the thing that I'm being shown over and over again. So now I've become comfortable swimming, cramping, while in the dark ocean, cold, wet, afraid. But the only thing I've been stripped down to in those very moments is my existence. And what do I want to do with it? And those things are up to me. And finding ways to do something with it is just beautiful. It becomes something where life takes on a different meaning, has a different flavor, and the excitement of life comes back to you. Now, I can say that now, then couldn't say it at all. That's why I'm speaking to you all now. Maybe someone is out there seeing this and needs to hear this because maybe they're in a spot like I am, where the walls are falling in on you and you're looking all around and you see nothing but confusion, chaos, sadness, despair. The thing that we forget is there is a time when it wasn't there. Now, there's a time that you're in hell. We forget about that time when it wasn't there. You have to understand you're not going to be able to navigate through this time without being unscathed. Hell is coming, and you have to stand. Stand up in front of the dragon at the gate. You may get cut down, but when you do, when you're resurrected, sword in one hand, shield in the other. Okay, you got me this time, breathing fire. Next time, I'll put my shield up. Okay, you got me this time with your claw. Okay, next time, again, I'll put my shield up and I'll stab. Every time you stand in front of the gate, you could be cut down, but that is the hero's journey. When you are resurrected, you are stronger because you have survived. You have to figure out why, and then that how will take care of itself. So there is hope, but it lies within. If the thing happens to you, hell comes, here is where you are. There was a time when it's not there. So you're going to navigate and go through hell. Then you're going to come out on the other side. Number one, you'll be stronger. Number two, it's going to end. And you're going to find yourself in a place where it was that plateau where those things didn't exist for you. If you can encapsulate that and encompass that type of notion, then problems cease to be problems. Work ceases to be work. Situations just become building blocks and tools for growth. And the world becomes so much more bright, and you will be able to start to find your way. And then, because the biggest thing is you'll be able to generate the path that you want, that you're after. And that's what I'm finding out now. It's difficult? Yes, no. No, it's not. It's just unlearning what you've been told over and over again. Unlearning what you believe over and over again. And then reconstituting yourself in such a way where, I've got my shield, I've got my sword, I got a new set of armor, I've got a new helmet. Let me use those. I don't look at this dragon anymore as the thing that's going to stop me. I look at this dragon as the thing that's going to embolden me, strengthen me. All right, I'll get back to my first college experiences and whatnot tomorrow. Take care. Thank you.